Hey YouTube, welcome back to my channel. And guess what? You knew this was coming. This is that biker laptop, and guess what? I've been smelling this thing, and this guy was definitely a smoker. So I've been trying to clean it. I've used some Windex. I'm probably going to end up using some eucalyptus cleaner I have that's very good about getting rid of smells. As you can really smell it, even despite the fact I've cleaned it. You should have saw how brown the rag was that I was using to clean this thing. So interesting. It looked very clean, looked very unused, but it was coated in a brown muck. So I would suspect that somebody who was using it had it sitting there and they were smoking up a storm, but they weren't using it a whole lot. We'll get into that as we progress down this video. So yes, this is we're gonna get back to that, the Aspire, Acer Aspire 5250 BZ479, a very weird computer, honestly. It's got a weird processor that I'm not familiar with. It started its life with only 2 gigabytes of DDR3 RAM in 2011. That's ridiculous. And yeah, something you'd probably pick up at some really value-oriented store, I'm assuming. So here we go. We have restored the system restore to Windows 7 Home Premium, which is what it shipped with. And it has Service Pack 1, which is great. And let's take a look at some of those specs. Well, an AMD C-50 running at 1 gigahertz in 2011. The person at least had the decency to upgrade the RAM to 4 gigabytes, which makes this usable. And yes, you can update it. You can upgrade it, rather. It doesn't just have one slot, it has 2 slots. So yeah, you can upgrade it. Wow, what a concept, right? Okay, so that's enough of that. Let's go. I can find the mouse pad. Let's take a look at those graphics. The AMD HD 6250, which is probably connected to the chip, I'm assuming, the CPU. Yeah, there it is. But it's got a dedicated 256 gigabytes, or megabytes rather, megabytes of RAM, and shares the system memory. So interestingly, it started its life with some decent graphics by the looks of it. We'll see how it does. I suspect that with AMD, the CPU will suffer, the GPU will be okay. We'll see. And it's running at 1366 by 768, kind of an ideal size for me because I can actually read things on the screen. That's always nice. All right, one of the things I always check is, do we have all the drivers? Well, because it's a factory store, everything's all set up. There's your graphics driver, which is what I'm really looking for a test, like the type of tests I do with the system. So there you go. Now let's get into the actual processor. It's a AMD C50, never heard of it. Codename Ontario. Well, that's interesting. A Canadian reference in tech. It's always Silicon Valley. Interesting. Ontario. Well, I'll give it credit for being a little bit Canadian. And there's the instruction sets. And actually, for number, pretty well appointed instruction sets. But it again is 2011, so it shouldn't be that bad. Yeah, there you go. It's mid 2011, by the way. I think it's June. There's your Acer Aspire information about the board. They don't really tell you anything. There you go. And its BIOS is from 2011, and it'll probably stay that way because I don't really feel a need to do anything to improve it. And there's your DDR3. It doesn't tell me whether it's dual channel or anything. That's typical of AMD. We got the one that came with the system, the Hyundai from 2010. And the upgrade, I actually opened up the bottom of this so I know it's a Kingston upgrade from 2011. They're both matched at 666 megahertz. It's the 10700. Let's take a look and make sure that's the same. It is. So 2 matching sticks essentially. Graphics, well, there's that AMD Radeon HD 6250, and it gives us core information and stuff like that, and the actual memory. So probably going to do okay in the graphics department. I mean, okay for a super budget system. All right, so we can do a quick summary of things and what temperatures it gives. Of course, AMD doesn't ever want to advertise its temperatures for its CPU, so you got nothing to go by. And the GPU, the graphics, is probably similar to the CPU because they seem to be integrated pretty closely. So there you go, 50 degrees, and it's got a SATA hard drive, spitting disk, of course, Western Digital. I believe it's 320. Let's see. Yep, 320. And yes, it's the original hard drive because I was able to do the factory restore on it. It's got a Pioneer DVD and it has the standard type audio of the time. Nothing exciting about audio these days. There was a time, Sound Blaster and all that stuff, but not so much anymore. All right, let's take a look at Crystal Disk Info. So this is the original disc, and it's 7,400 RPM, so it's not the fastest RPM, but you know, it's got the 300 transfer speed, so not bad. And this is what really stands out to me. This is incredible. 5 days, almost 6 days of usage for a 2011 system. 6 days original. This is the original hard drive. There's no question about it because it has the restore partition. 6 days of usage spread out over 142 power-ons or whatever. Yeah, that just blows my mind. It's like a brand new. So this is like taking a computer right out of the box. There's nowhere whatsoever on this thing. There's no dirt caught, you know, anywhere on it. It's like this person just had this computer, didn't really use it much. Maybe apparently was watching Sons of Anarchy on it, and then said, it's too old, and gave it to Valley Village or died. I don't know what happened with this person, but you're always gonna wonder, right? Like how does a computer from 2011 have only, like I said, let's go back to that again. How did it have 6 days use? I don't know. I just don't know. All right, here we go. Let's do this. So we're gonna do the Nova Supernova. The Nova bench test. All right, and while it's going, we can chat. So how the heck are you this wonderful Friday? This is my second attempt at a video. Putting up lots today. I did a short, first time in ages. I was at my local McDonald's, and I threw a short up there for right off my phone because I just happened to have a computer there that I was using. I thought, hey, we can prove that it works with YouTube. It was the Dell Latitude that I've been working on lately. And then of course, once I got that one restored, I got to jump onto the next one that's sitting around to be restored. So need to be restored or updated. There's a lot of systems too. I haven't been using them for a couple of years now. I want to get back to them because there's a lot of programs that I actually use. Nice. I'm seeing some good FPS. Nice. Yeah, like I said, I thought that the graphics would be yeah, so some of these systems have been sitting so long that the actual standard app set that I have on them is outdated, and I got to add or remove or replace or whatever, and then I just got to give them a good run, get those capacitors reformed, and get some juice running through the whole system, and get all those different bearings and whatever things, mechanical arms and stuff moving around, fans running, you know, that kind of stuff. So there you go. This is the benchmark score, 224. Very anemic type system, budget to the max. But let's take a look at how AMD decided to allocate the power of their system. Well, you know, the RAM score is a little low, but okay. The CPU is incredibly low, 70. That's really low for what I've seen for this year of system. 40, very decent graphics. Like, they really spend their time on the graphical end of their systems. And then their hardware score is, it's like middle of the road. So, it's running Windows 7. It's completely fine with this system. It'll do quite adequately for what I do on a system like this. I'm always impressed that I can find a system that is this little used. And you know, these systems don't go for much. Like this one, I don't know. I can't remember exactly what I paid for it. Roughly about 20 bucks Canadian. So what is that in US funds? Maybe, probably, I'm gonna guess maybe 15 bucks or something around that range, or maybe 10, somewhere. It's quite, our dollar is dismal right now, but this is a thrift store find, right? So 10, 15, $20, you can't buy anything for that. You can't, it's hard to, these days, it's hard for me to get a meal for the price that I get these laptops for. So, I just have to, when I find these things and they boot up, I buy them. This one I couldn't even test because I didn't have the right kind of charger. I had to get my own conversion charger, as you can see. The old spirit of MacGyver going on there, MacGyvering it, and janky power supplies and stuff. Anyway, my channel should be renamed Janky Computers, because that's pretty much everything I do on here. I just rig something up and throw in a half-broken hard drive or whatever. Anyway, this was kind of neat. This was a neat one. Just because I love it when they have a factory restore, and I love it too when they're just this clean. Like, other than like the smell of cigarettes, I've been able to get rid of some of that. The actual physicality of the system is just like mint. It's like, honestly, this person did not use this system. And I think it's also like, it's great to be able to like factory store it and just see how much bloat was really on these old systems in 2011. The bloat factor is incredible. You just have no idea. Probably spent over an hour, maybe 2, just and installing bloat after bloat after bloat, just garbage software that they used to put on these things. I think Acer got more for putting on the bloatware than they actually got for the actual profit from the machines. I used to see these machines in a place called Radio Shack when it existed, and I used to see Acer was like their particular laptop that they like to feature, because obviously it was like super low cost, and they could put the best margins on it. And now, these days, Radio Shack is gone, but who has the low margin systems? It's Walmart. And you still see Acers, you still see Asus systems. You see a lot of these computer systems that are like the absolute bare minimum. They're usually lacking in RAM, but now these days with this one I could actually install upgrades to it. The new ones, everything's soldered on, so you got what you got. It's a different world, man. You better like what you got, because it could be pretty much toast. Anyway, guys, that is that. And that's going to be my video for this one. I still got some updating to do on it and installing stuff, but good enough for YouTube. And I will talk to you later.